to information that PM shared on his platform, and most of you have seen that as well. But we are here to respond to that because I've told us many times that the only solution is what the federal government in Israel are doing. Otherwise, Mazda Canon wouldn't have been. Nobody would have been talking about him. But everyone is interested on him. Some that are celebrated, his kidnap, are now calling for his release. It remained one person only, and he have not said anything, which I know that by now he must have been, regretting his activities and his action. And the person I'm talking about is what is the name of this Joy Bokwe. Okay. We saw him celebrating, kneeling down, praising his God and thanking God for the arrest of Masna Mordekan. But today, the story is not what they think. Everything is changing. So, and I believe we can see. Okay, I believe we can see what the result of everything and what is playing out. So we can see that the only solution is what PM are doing and what the government are doing. I know some of us may not believe the idea of what the government in Israel are doing or the activity of PM, but the result is showing everywhere. So we are not going to waste much time on this live broadcast because I just want to make a quick reaction to that. I will try as much as possible not to bring many issues in this live broadcast so that we can spend just few minutes. I don't want it to get to an hour. So please share the video and tell me where you are watching from this morning. Tell me where you are watching from this morning. Comment and tell me where you are watching from. Like the video as well. So let me start by showing to us this. Just hold on. Let me get it. Like I said, I will try my best to avoid bringing multiple news on this so that it not cost much time. But we are going to manage the time we have.
It didn't take long for them to grab him from the same pool of a major priority area in the southeast, which I think will cool off a great deal of nerves. It's for us to bring out Kanu. That gentleman. Pull him out.
The talks about how to release Nnamdi Kanu is now trending among the political elite and cabals in Nigeria. So the question is, why is it that suddenly they are talking about how to release Nnamdi Kanu? There are three questions I am putting out there. Number one is it because they discovered that Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty of the charges laid against him? Absolutely, I don't think it is, because right from time, the federal government knew that they are not going to come out victorious on the court proceedings against Nnamdi Kanu. That is the fact they know. So all these things they have been doing is a delay tactics to make sure they keep him in one place. But another side of the story is that they came to realize that keeping Nnamdi Kanu didn't solve any problem. In other words, this man is not the main problem. Number two, is it because the Ohanese and well-meaning Nigerians are appealing to federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu? Absolutely no. Right from the time, they have been diplomatic and political quest for solutions to release this man, but federal government did not heed to them. So it's not because of any diplomatic move or political move at all. Now, the third question I want to ask, and that could be the reason why they want to release Nnamdi Kanu, is that the fear of Simon Ekpa, because Nigerian army have briefed Tinubu time with that number that the problem they have now in the southeast is Simon Ekpa. Whether it is true that Simon Ekpa is the problem or not, I don't know. But they are scared about this man. So the question is, if not this man, they won't be talking about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to take your time and watch these clips. Just take your time and watch them and think about the meaning of these clips you're about to watch.
That if not for Simon Ekpa, nobody would have been talking about the release of Master Nnamdi Kanu. We have been saying this from day one. And some people said you are being paid by PM, that he paid you, that's why you are supporting him, you guys are causing problem, you are saying what you don't know and all that. But what this brother is saying here is the fact. And every sensible person understand what that means. People who have, because Master can have a lot of haters, that's just the fact. So many of them, those anybody that is in love with the politics, they don't like anything about Master Kanu. It is a non-fact. It is a non-fact, and that's the reason why many people are, kind of happy when they announce that they kidnap him. If you recall, if you are doing program or if you are listening to any Biafran program or something like that, you see them on comment section. Oh, it remain you. You are the next. You are the next. Don't worry, they will soon come after you. The fear, entered many people, especially those who are not sure of what they want, those who were in agitation with one leg, and some who don't just like, freedom, different freedom, but they love the cloud. They love the population. They love the momentum. They love everything that Mazen Kanu stands for. But to stand for Biafra is a problem. I don't want to start mentioning names. I have many names on my head that I want to mention on this program, but I will try as much as possible not to, antagonize anybody or to bring it, make the program look like I'm here to attack anybody. No. So let me for me not just to drag anybody. Let me not mention them. But if you have been following the news and what was happening, what was going on, and from after the kidnap of Master Kanu, you understand that many Biafrans, people who most of all think they are fighting for Biafra, they deviated because they were afraid. They are afraid, not even they were. They are afraid of anything at all. So, but today, when PM started, analyzing the aim of kidnapping of Master Kanu and what federal government want to achieve, by kidnapping him, and he made it clear that keeping him will cost you more, will be more expensive than anything. That releasing him will be more cheaper. That's what is going on today. The propaganda and making utterances that if you don't know what you are doing, you will be panicking. Did not move PM. Then I see you. Good afternoon, Kai Report. Thank you so much. You are the first person to comment on this program. I really appreciate you for that. Please, if you join, like the video, click on the like button. We are 8 minutes in the program, so I believe that more people are going to join as we move forward. So please don't forget to like the video. It is very important, and you can share it to groups, any platform that you belong to, that you want to share it to. Just go on and do that. Aloze Ambrose, I see you on Biafra with Trust. Thank you so much, my brother. Good morning to you. So let's continue listening to this exposition from this our brother, because I find it interesting. It's just a confirmation of what all of us have known from day one, that when you hear sit at home, it's not about your business. It's not about your hunger and in perishing in Southeast. They will bring all this manner of all these excuses, and just to make you look like you don't know what you're doing and you are the problem here. But the end will release Mazen Kanu. That is what is going on, and that's what is happening today. Mazen Kanu knows that it's not about court. You remember when they were pushing his court case every month, 1 month or 2 months, one time in 2 months. There was a time they even pushed it to 3 months at a point. But all those things is just to delay and make him suffer. So because they believe that the more he stays there, the more he will get frustrated. And why they put him there, they will be, weakening the people that will fight for him and making them look useless. And they will be going there through his lawyer to remind him, look, nobody is standing for you, you're alone. Even those ones you called this one and this one, they are not doing anything anymore. But thank God for PM. because the rejected stone has become the pillar, the cornerstone. So we are not going to waste more time. Like I said, let's continue.
One major priority area in the southeast, which I think will cool off a great deal of nerves, is for us to bring out Kanu, that gentleman, pull him out. Stop this incarceration. I know some of his pronouncements or maybe lines of actions and so on were offensive to the Nigerian state, and there was a need maybe to take certain actions. But you see, Nigeria itself is a family. That's my picture of Nigeria. When parts of the family feel offended, as a father, as parents, you sit the gentleman down, you sit the child down, and try to find out what are the problems. How do I help you? You don't like the Christmas shoe we bought for you? Okay, we'll get you a new one. Would that solve the problem? You don't like this meal? Can we fix another meal for you? Can we start talking with Kanu? Can we start talking with IPOP? Can we start talking with other groups?
So this is to confirm the prophet of Prophet Igla, that their time will come when people will gather, can we negotiate, can we talk, can we sit on a round table, and the response will be no, that is too late. It's getting to that point. I'm not saying that here it is, no, it will get to that point. Because by the time they try all these strategies they have and they fail, the next thing is to, can we sit on round table? Okay, can we talk? Let man of God approach PM. Can people? They will start looking for people that he respects. But one thing is for sure: do not forget your activities before then, because most of the activities that you are doing today, in order to make sure you are trying your hard, trying your best to calm it down, to quench it by fire by force, without trying to negotiate, which should be the best alternative. But you choose to use force. By the time you must have exhaust all these strategies and plans you have, you will be looking for a way to do damage control, and everything that will be the picture in the brain and the minds of every average Biafran is those two activities, especially the recent one in Okoma village in Delta State, and the one in Enugu State, where they said what is the name of this community in Enugu State that the military went there and burned down almost 100 houses because they were trying to protect Fulani herdsmen. And the one now in Abia State. In fact, in every 2-3 months, you must have this kind of, activities of the state, Nigerian state, on the civilians, and that is provocative. And Biafrans are keeping record of those things. These are things that will trigger the decisions of Biafrans that will make it more harder for you to sit on a round table and discuss by the time you will get to that stage. And I don't pray that anything will escalate more, because life of the people matters a lot.
I think a conversation with some of these teams would go a long way in addressing.
Okay, before then, let me welcome Fidelis. I see you. One good afternoon, GCK. No, God bless you, my brother. I think Ambrose, Ambrose, the same comment before. In Biafra, we trust or we buy. That is a strong one, and we know that everybody want the freedom. That is the fact. I don't pray that everybody will buy to get Biafra. Our own shouldn't be different. That Europeans are getting, they have their freedoms without any buying. Without, it's just that those people in politics, if they really mean well for people, they will care for the life of masses. Because if you love people that you claim that they are your brothers and sisters in the one country, right? Why must you use their life to bargain your freedom or a state like Nigeria? It doesn't make any sense. And it's not even as they should be proud that they made a country of their own. But what do they know? They always focus on what they will gain now without thinking about the future. That's why white people don't take African serious. Because once they gave you something, that if you hold it strong and depend your life on it without trying to build your own by yourself. It's a two different thing. Anyway, let's continue.
The problem. We mustn't at all times apply the stick. Bring in some carrot at times. And let's see a carrot and stick diplomacy at play. Okay? We can do that. And I think if we do that, the Southeast, the situation in the Southeast will be highly doused, frankly speaking. All right? Further incarceration only making more and more relevant, only heightened the heroship over him. He is a hero now, whether we want to accept it or not. And we made him the hero. We have made him a hero in the Southeast. If he comes out now, he's wise. He can contest for governorship in any of the seats. Nobody will be asking whether he's from that state in the Southeast.
So please consider the insecurity in the entire Southeast. And see, as a result of the insecurities as a result of the prolonged detention of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and see a way of releasing him so as to restore peace in the entire Southeast. That is the amendment I want to add. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, dear colleagues. I think what the intention of Ginger was to find an amicable way of resolving the issue with regards to Nnamdi Kanu, and maybe urge, I think it should be amended to read, urge Mr. President to use any other diplomatic or political approach, granted that this is before the court, to find a lasting solution on this issue, because some of us who are from Southeast, we know where the shoe is pinching us, and we know what you can take out of it, and there will be a healthy security situation in the South. So I urge the amendment to be to urge Mr. President to use political intervention, diplomatic intervention, asking for his mercy to release Nnamdi Kanu, to enable that zone to find a lasting peace. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity.
Longer Nnamdi Kanu will remain in prison, the more the cause he is fighting for is being flourished by his own detention. Tinubu is a president that came from the trenches. He's one of those who fought for democracy and freedom. And I believe, if not for the fact that he went to exile, he would have ended up in prison with us in the 90s. Then someone of his own statement cannot be lectured about democracy or human rights, because we are all in the trenches fighting. So my expectation is that the problem cannot be solved by keeping the leader of the struggle perpetually in prison. You don't solve the problem. You can only solve the problem if you discuss the problem.
I put the question to the governor during our media. I said, can you say with finality that the sit-at-home syndrome has been defeated? The governor initially didn't answer the question, and I put it back to him. He said, I asked you a definitive question, sir. Can you say with finality that the sit-at-home syndrome has been defeated, especially in the hinterland? Again, he tried to show me that, yes, progress has been made. Didn't you see people moving around? So I was worried, because the Biafra Day celebration is a day like no other. But where the group that has been proscribed is telling people to go on holiday.
That is one thing that I don't like about the whole thing, that you keep on mentioning proscribe. You proscribe, just like somebody will wake up in the morning and say that I proscribe Yoruba, I proscribe Hausa, I prescribe Fulani. I mean, you can only prescribe something that is, you can validate that this thing is actually not good for. Maybe there are terrorists like in your world, but you don't just sit in your comfort zone and say that you prescribe it in a nation. Who does that? Only in Nigeria. you proscribe the IPOB. What is the phenomenon of IPOB? Indigenous people of Biafra. How can you how can you proscribe indigenous people? If you say that you proscribe an individual that you think that he committed any something, yeah, you bring a proof of that. But this one, you keep on, and if the federal government, maybe the president consider or perceive the activities of anybody to be a terrorist or anything like that, it's a different thing. But when you use journalists like this man, who is in a position to do investigation and research and put the record straight and correct any wrong impression, then what do we expect other people to do? Is when a journalist like him cannot even do his duty, but instead he chooses to play along with what the government want by calling people, a terrorist. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but what do they know?
The question you ask is, where did it derive that legitimacy from? Here to tell people, no, today don't go out. We are celebrating, we are remembering our fallen heroes and all that. To make matters worse in this matter, Simon Ekpa, on his part, said the sit at home is not going to be for one day, that it will be from the 29th to the 31st of May. Now you can imagine keeping people in their homes, telling people not to go out for all those days. How would people feed? How would they survive? Staying indoors for people who are very enterprising, who are not security posted about killing 5 soldiers and 6 civilians during a shootout. Your thoughts?
I think it was one of the most cowardly acts that has been carried out recently. It's quite sad because it's like 1 year down the line, we still have the security challenges. But what bothers me here is that they came in 3 tinted SUVs, Prado. Everybody knows how much a Prado costs. That should tell you how much these people how they're being funded. While the 3 SUVs were approaching, they also had ground support. So there was failure of intelligence, because at that Obiakiaba's junction, Bingwa local government area where this attack took place, I heard the junction is a wide junction that they could have been able to tell. And when you see 3 SUVs coming at the time when you have talked about sit at home, I thought there should have been more of intelligence. As sad as it is, but it was a surprise attack. And at this point in time, the National Intelligence Agency have to sit up, because Simon Ekpa is becoming more of a clog in the wheel of progress for the 5 southeastern states. Some of us have said that holding down the Mazin and the Kanu has been negative, because it has given cause to raise a Simon Ekpa, who is not preaching the same sermon as Nnamdi Kanu was preaching, who is preaching violence. He's in Finland. I wonder what the Nigerian embassy in Finland is doing, and the Nigerian foreign minister is doing at this material point in time. He goes on Twitter.
You see how his English is well polished, very, very nice to hear, right? But the sense to make up what he want to say with this his English accent that sounds good, the brain is not there. You can hear him. So if upon all the how good how educated you are and all that, you don't know what the right of Nigerian and what human rights means, and what Simon Ekpa stands as what is doing, and his right as an activist or as an agitator. You don't know the rights he has to agitate. You don't know that you pretend not to see what the state is doing, because had it been that Nigerian is not buying people for fun, then you stand a chance to question anything. But here the so-called evidence you have about against Simon Ekpa, against Biafrans, is nothing to compare what people have, not Biafran have. I mean, international committees that you are running to, they can see. Thank God for internet. If not, they would have denied many things that everybody have they approve. But let's see.
He calls out those violent acts. He goes on propaganda. He says he's carrying out referendum and they have been 30 million
and then
votes.
He said it's a propaganda. For you to say it's a propaganda simply means that you have done your investigation and it's a lie. Just like if I wake up in the morning and say maybe tomorrow I will start telling people that Biafrans have very big maybe 30 jet fighters, that I know where it is, that this and that. You know what I mean by that? Well, in actual sense, there's nothing like that. And you have done your investigation and the proof and science shows that there's nothing like that. Then you can come out and say it's a propaganda, it's not true, that I just said that just to make people to believe that I'm doing something. But this one, the self-referendum you're talking about, the link, you also can try it and see if you can vote or not. Then you have seen people voting physically. This one is not online. In different land, you can see the difference. You can see it.
Apparently, this attack was not done by IPOB. This was done by Simon Ekpa's boys, and he probably posted it on Twitter. If you notice, he has been.
This man have never been to any meeting of IPOB. Have never been to anything that Biafrans are doing. Yet he is here trying to, tell you that he knows what he's saying. That Simon Ekpa is different from Biafrans. Is different from IPOB. Indigenous people of Biafra, you don't need to top print for you to be a citizen. A citizen is a citizen. You don't need to top print or whatsoever. But they always forget the meaning. They don't remember the meaning of IPOB. They don't remember it. They don't care to know the full meaning. But once the IPOB is a terrorist group, IPOB, this is not a member of IPOB. As if a member of IPOB is like students that you have to register and have your range number.
He has been number one on the tweet on trends for some time now on Twitter, and he's enjoying all the media attention, and that gathers him more support, gathers him more finances, and
it's not that he's joined the media support and the popularity and all that. You guys, have you seen where people gather and sign petition against? Do you know the tension that the whole how many millions are Nigerian? Is it 200 and something million people? That's what they said, right? Almost 200 and something million people gathered, and the attack. Oh no, it's not all of them, because some people are also in support of him. But what I'm trying to say is that a huge number of people, all those people that are benefiting from politics of Nigeria and politicians, they are related somehow. They are benefiting something from that. They designed a way to vote to sign petition against PM. We've seen that even those who claim they are oath member of IPOB, there was a time during the election, all of them came out signing petition. Oh, including I was trying to I wanted to mention the name again, but I will make sure that I will not mention anybody's name in this broadcast. But I have my reason. So the only thing I want to tell us is that we all know who is who, and that is why I love Biafrans. I love Igbo people, because God has given us that brain to know who is actually for us and who is against us. It's a matter of time. Even if you join this information, newly, all you need to do is to balance the information. Pay attention to both sides and go and check what Master was preaching about. Then compare, and you know where to stand. Engage anybody that you want to engage. Ask questions that you want to know. Ask people. People will tell you. As long as you ask the right people, not people that are just they're paid to come to broadcast, because some of them are on a payroll. Anyway, let's continue.
These are the finances that he's using. You know, he actually does empowerment programs. Simon Ekpa, he sends funds to these people who actually also see him in the quest of being a benefactor. So the government has to do something about it. Yes, if not, the Southeast is going to continue being a war theater. And one thing I must also point out briefly, the military says they're going to go after them, but this is a guerrilla warfare. It's quite difficult to get people in a guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, that's why we're warning that it has to be done within the ambit of the law. But I mean, you make some very good points there, and of course the Nigerian government can't go to Finland and sort of try and extract Simon Ekpa from there.
Why won't they go to Finland? They went to Kenya. So what stopped them from going? Oh, Finland is a different country, and in Kenya is a different country. So since you guys consider that what you did in Kenya is the right thing to do, of course you should use the same approach and go to Finland. Why not? Oh, are you saying that Kenya is a banana republic? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So Kenyan people should answer that. Are there banana republic that people can just go to their country and kidnap people and get away with it and nothing happened? Because if you follow international law, since you guys are law-abiding country and citizens, so why don't you just follow the same pattern to go to Kenya, the way you used to, you visited Kenya? Why don't you use the same pattern and go to Finland and kidnap PM as well?
All they can do is try and get the cooperation of the Finnish government. And the Finns have said that they've tried at one point to pick him up. They said that there just didn't seem to be any evidence directly linking him to what was going on here. Well, let me come to you, Abba Kaka, and I apologize, I was calling you Abba Kaba, but somebody had written your name that way and forwarded it to me, so I do apologize. But I mean, Kenny Okuluba was talking about this and the linkage to Nnamdi Kanu. Does all this make it less likely, because the name IPOB is associated with this, that Nnamdi Kanu will be released anytime soon? Or does it strengthen the argument which he himself makes that in his absence, the group is running amok, but if he was freed, the reason for their violent protest?
Because we need to look at the causes of the problem in the Southeast. We need to look at what actually caused these very problems. And I could see that when the people of indigenous people of Biafra started, it was a very peaceful movement. You know, nothing has done in the process of sensitizing people for situation.
Okay, guys, just a moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. Everybody on. Okay.
He never used any form of weapon. But unfortunately, this process has been hijacked. Because people have hijacked it, and especially miscreants, even when the young man had said openly, publicly, and even in writing, that look, I am not in support of anybody maiming and killing anybody in the Southeast. But the likes of Simon Ekpa could not see any reason with that.
Okay. Now that you mentioned Simon Ekpa, he's somewhere in Europe, living his life and dishing out orders.
And you are somewhere in Nigeria and living your life. One way. Look at you. These people, these young girls that find opportunity to broadcast or to anchor a program on TV, most of them are very, very uninformed. He's somewhere in Europe living his life. But when your politicians send their children abroad, when they have medical issues, they go out to enjoy themselves. If you don't find it a problem, you don't see a problem on that. That's why Nigerian journalists are just like a puppet of politicians. They can't do anything meaningful. I despise this kind of journalists, to be honest with you. How can you just, because they always want to, make it sound like it is a sin to live in Europe. But every of your politicians have their family in Europe. Mention one university today that governors' children are attending in Nigeria. Mention one, just one university that you can beat your chest and say, okay, so children from governors, this governor is studying here. None. But if you are in abroad, Simon Ekpa is enjoying his life. What Finland have made PM, apart from forget about the agitation or anything, what the country Finland have made, have made him or given to him, Nigeria have not even done it to anybody in the so-called your homeland and all that. They have not done it, and they are not going to do it tomorrow. That is why people don't understand it. Let's continue.
From that part of the world to people that live in the southeast. And mostly he's being obeyed, or he has people that carry out his orders. Why do you think the southeast governors have not done something about Simon Ekpa specifically? Obviously, the man is powerful and people are listening to him on the ground.
Well, the Southeast governors could appeal to the Attorney General or the President, because the law is very clear. What the federal government ought to do is to seek a way to extract the Southeast.
All right, a political solution, you say, but it's not only Nnamdi Kanu that in time past has found the flames of IPOB, but you and I know that Simon Ekpa, all right, regardless of what Nnamdi Kanu trying to bring a little bit of sense into all that has been happening, we've had Simon Ekpa actually following the efforts and actually probably stoking people to go out there and continue what they've been doing.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't think Simon Ekpa is even working with the IPOB. It's serious. He should come back.
That is why, you see, this is the reason why I want to react to this video. Most of them believe, or then they want to, let people know that he's different person. Yes, he is, but who bring that kind of division? Who started telling people, no, that he's on these DOS people with different age? They are the one that started telling people, no, this guy is different from IPOB, and he's okay. If you want to say that, fine. But whatever he's doing it to achieve something. And we all know what he wants to achieve. And that then is to raise him as Namadakan. That's number one. Number two, Biafran freedom. Because there's no sign of federal government adjusting on their decision against Igbo people. No sign whatsoever. Even those Igbo people that are calling on this program, that are saying different things, trying to protect their image, trying to protect their political career and all that, we know what their interests are. We do know. But the only thing they want to achieve by doing all those things is just to make sure that everything is in line with what they want, and that is to make sure that their career as a politicians are intact, and they are to tell the federal government, look, I'm available for you to use me against my people. That's number one. Let me bring this comment. Iwu Biafra, I see you. Chidubemu Ema, I see you. Kai Report, not Kai Media. I say Kai Media is where we worship. It's Kai Reports. That's the name of the channel. The truth must be spoken. And children went on and said, then you expect it to be peaceful when you buy their leader, Nde Ojo. That's it. Good afternoon, sir. That is Mickey logo. I think that's one name. Mickey logo. I don't know if it's Mike or Mikey. That's what it's. I don't know. Please, if I mispronounce your name, don't be angry. This is what I can see here. Okay, let's continue to listen to this man, and we're getting there.
And begin to ask his people to lead. You cannot, stay outside Nigeria and directing misguided people to be committing heinous crime. And I also...
There are some people in Nigeria that are not even outside Nigeria that are committing that heinous crime. Is Boko Haram outside Nigeria? That is why those called elders, if Fulani bandits are there in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, why where you are matters. Have those ones that are in Nigerian committing crime that if even you yourself have testified that Boko Haram, none of them, because to them bandits and the Boko Haram have come to stay, and their location going to them from federal government is second to none. That is why they are changing their everything. What is Nigerian intelligence unit are doing to make sure they stop financing Boko Haram? No, zero. Since they cannot defeat them, in a battle, why do they allow financial flow to the Boko Haram? The door is still open for them to make money to acquire wealth. That's why when they notice that maybe people will pay attention to how the money goes to them and all that, they started using this kidnapping of a thing. They will kidnap their own. Imagine a family of 6 children. One of them is a Boko Haram, and their family house is in Borno or on Kaduna or in Meduguri or somewhere, just in any part of the northern part. The boy, this boy that joined the Boko Haram and their group will be in Zambisa. Then when they notice that we need to make money, they will go to his own village and kidnap his relatives. And then the news the people in government will now call media to go and report. Oh, the 300 family have been kidnapped by armed bandits in somewhere in Samangere. They have kidnapped people there. Then federal government will now say, okay, we have to do quick to make sure that we negotiate with them. Then a good Samaritan, their good Samaritan that is a middleman will now come. Okay, have to negotiate with them. Otherwise, these people they may buy people. They may buy this, they may buy that. Being that they are nomadic life, they can sacrifice one of their family members. They buy one just to make you know that this is intense. And those who say, this thing, these people are, why Nigerians are being paid like that? Federal government should do something. Then they will not dig hand in their pocket to pay for ransom. After paying the ransom, then they will not equip themselves the more. Now, if somebody that is maybe, because if Nigeria actually mean to fight Boko Haram, if it is too strong for them to, they should have called foreign aid. You know, you can invite Americans, you can invite Russia, that you want to make sure that they pick up this Boko Haram and bandit or whatever they call them. But because this is government-sponsored group, they don't want to go through that route. They will, because there's no country that will say, okay, let me come and do this, you can do it. No, you have to call them, their presence. Otherwise, you cannot invade any country like that. That's national law. But we know, how many years now Boko Haram is around since the time of Goodluck Jonathan. And I think immediately after Yaradua, or is it during the Yaradua time? I can't remember. But I know that it's between the time Jonathan and Yaradua was it was that tenor, and they intensified it when Yaradua, when Yaradua is no more, they intensified the attack. And where did they start that attack? Churches in Abuja. If you go to Abuja, then they will search car. They will do. It was so intense. They moved to marketplaces, because starting the attack on infidels is actually a win-win. It's a win-win to them. Anyway, let me not go too far about that, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Mr. Jeffrey, permit me to come here. Yes, a lot of people have said that. We know he's still in Finland. But it doesn't change the fact that he's a voice that several people, especially those in the Southeast, listen to. So, saying that he should come, that probably he should come back. That's probably not a very, very realistic move. But he's still a voice that people listen to, especially those in the Southeast.
It's a voice voice, if you remember what I said, it's a voice to misguided elements. It's not a voice.
So this one is here calling entire Igbo race misguided element, and he's an Igbo man. So you are more brain than all the people, all the Biafrans. You are the most smart. You are smarter than everybody.
To reasonable people, but I can be listening to him. Most people cannot be listening, but some of these people who have been brainwashed will be listening to him. But he's there enjoying himself. But I also believe that this time government should enter into negotiation with the country where
it is very annoying that a politician that is actually enjoying himself is the first to tell you that, oh, he's there enjoying himself. But you are actually enjoying yourself. Who enjoying himself more than politician in Nigeria? You guys enjoy yourself like no other. Everything goes your way. Okay, Chidubem said, I think I cannot see some comment that I was not seeing before here. Just Chidubem said, when I never see anything, he will still there on Genesis una dey panic. By the time he get to Malachi, una way una way be zoo government go see shege. Obi Fidele said these people thought that IPB is just a social club. Yeah, to them it's a social club. That's why they will say the way they talk about it is very, very funny. And these are people that are educated, people that are in government, people that should know better. Please, guys, like the video. I expect you to click on the like button so that others will join us as we move forward. They think that it's a social gathering, like what Fidel said here. That's what they think, but it's not. It's not. Okay, let's continue.
it's operating for us, see whether he can be repatriated and to enable him face trial. Because what he's doing is worse than what Nandikani was doing. So he should be brought back for trial.
Oh my goodness.
So what is the way forward? How do we prevent this from happening again, whereby we have non-state actors attacking our military personnel? How do we stop it, not just in the southeast, but in all parts of the country?
You see, in all parts of the country, for instance, if I talk of the southeast, that people should come out to volunteer information, the people are scared. They are afraid. They cannot give out information because these people are living within the same people. So our security agencies should intensify efforts to push out elements from their hideout.
He's here technically calling for mass spying of our people. He's here technically calling for mass spying of our people. That's what he's saying here. Let me take it. Okay, let me take it back a bit so you hear what he said here.
To volunteer information. The people are scared. They are afraid. They cannot give out information because these people are living within the same people. So our security agencies should intensify efforts to flush out these elements from their hideouts. And once that is done, because I was watching a video on Arise this morning. They were parading themselves.
In DSS, called a meeting of all the leaders of the Southeast and said, this is what Nnamdi Kanu said, that he is not part of this. Yet, every Monday, what happens is this. A few miscreants, and I use the word advisor, come out, shoot and kill one or two people, and run away. And video it and say nothing but criminals. Interaction that will lead.
Story here on RT. I know you
Try to intimidate.
take this further here on RT International. Now crossing live to former Nigerian presidential contender Adamu Gardaba joining us live here on RT International. Great to see you today. A very warm welcome to you. You've been listening to the story here on RT. I know you know the story. I mean, just briefly, this guy Simon Ekpa, born in 1985. They say he's a Nigerian Finnish lawyer and a political activist. He's accused of essentially running a separatist movement from his home in Finland. And Nigeria has demanded that Finland take measures against this activist. Why does the government see the activist as a threat, Adamu?
Because you know what the activist is building on is something that started since 1966 in Nigeria, where we had the first civilian war that is called Biafran War, when some generals in that area decided to want to secede. Then a civil war was ensured, and suddenly there was unity. But most recently, one man that was termed and advocated as
he says suddenly there's a unity. After you commit genocide, he says suddenly there's a unity. He just moved away from the history of the war, and he said suddenly there's a unity. Doesn't matter.
a terrorist in Nigeria who is currently serving in Nigerian jail, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, started the movement in the name of IPOB, that's indigenous.
Another lie. Mazen Kanu is not serving in the jail. He's in detention in DSS, not that been jailed. But you are here, Fulani man. What do you know?
People of Biafra to actualize the dream of that secession. He was tamed, jailed currently in Nigeria. And suddenly you now have this man who is sitting in Finland, was able to leverage on social media platforms to continue to stir violence and encourage killings and destruction in that part of the country that have known no peace for so long time. Simon Ekpa leverage on social media. He lived in Finland, he paid Finnish tax and do everything well in Finland, happily with his family, while causing trouble and making people here to be killing each other. When that happens again, you will carry the footage of the killings and publish on the social media handles.
But Mr. Gardner, sorry, can I just jump in quickly? Do you think this guy, Simon Ekpa, is working alone? Because there are some reports saying that he may have a sponsor, but that claim has not been substantiated. What do you think? Are we talking about a guy on his own, or is he getting support from somewhere?
There's no way you will disconnect the wide-ranging network of this Biafra movement across the world. It is there. But one thing that surprises us is the fact that he is living in a self-acclaimed democratic country, a democratic model, Finland, and the country that Nigeria has a very strong strategic relationship with them. And this man is threatening to disrupt a democratic process in the coming election that is happening in just 7 days from today. He insisted that he will ensure that his activists are armed and they will go to the street, fight, destroy, and stop every other person from what.
You see, when things did not favor them, they reminded as a democratic nation, there's a democratic country. But Kenya is a democratic nation, and Nigeria is a democratic nation. And how do they kidnap us in such manner? So where is democracy before you kidnap us? Where is that democracy? Where is the democracy when you send your Fulani herdsmen to buy people and take away land and claim their land and no question whatsoever? Where's democracy? You see, you cannot eat your cake and have it. It's either you stand for this or you go out from that, because everything you guys are talking about is opposite of what you do. You talk about Finland being a democratic nation. Since you know about democracy, do you pay attention to international law? Do you pay attention to what you guys are committing? Because Nigeria is not even a democratic nation. That's just a fact. It's a militocracy. When you have military, in Abada, in Mufti, acting as if they are civilians, but these are military. Decree is what is in their mind. The only person since Nigerian democracy is only Jonathan that served, I think, 4 years. Then this Tinubu that is just 1 year. These are the only civilian. For how many years now? All this while have been General Obasanjo, another Yaradua, and these are military, ex-military. Then Buhari, ex-military. Of course, another military is warming up. That's why they don't know about any. And funny enough, only Jonathan is the real civilian. Tinubu is not. He can't say he's a military. He's not a military. He's not. He's even worse than military because he have a very questionable character. If somebody who is a president, he don't have any maybe his schoolmates, He don't have anybody that said, okay, I graduated with this my co-student. The university where he studies is unknown. His family background is unknown. His grandfather is unknown. Where ancestral home unknown. Where he served as an NYC unknown. This hospital that gave birth to him unknown. Where he attended primary school unknown. Everything unknown. Who knows if the person is someone that buy maybe from Gambia. I'm just using Gambia because that's what comes in my mind. I'm not saying that I have any intel that he come from Gambia. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is that nobody knows where he come from. Even some Oduduwa people have come out to testify that even his name, Bola belonged to a woman, not in the Yoruba language. No man answer Bola. That's what I was told. I don't speak Yoruba language, but if I'm wrong, please put it on comment section. That Tinubu is not something that people can say, okay, I know him, I've been with him. No, the only people that have come out to say, oh, I know him 10 years ago, we are together with it, is actually Tokobo. And a few other people that say that, like Sheikh Hussaini said that he fought for democracy. I don't know that Nigeria fought for democracy. How did you fight for democracy? Is fighting for democracy is when the system is not favoring you. You want to introduce you sneak in your own agenda. You said you are fighting, just like how Soyinka and Tude Bakele, is it Bakele or Bakele? I don't know how they pronounce that man. How they fought Jonathan, thinking that they want to bring a good governance in Nigeria, and everybody was shouting corruption. That's what the Northerners said, corruption, and they want to bring change. That's what gave birth to Buhari's regime. And since then, nothing has happened. He's been from bad to worst. Anyway, anything like this man you are seeing here is a Fulani man, called Fulani man, and he have a questionable character as well in terms of terrorism. I don't have the details about him. I would have just say it here, but there's a brief information I had about him that he is part of the people that are in charge of Ndogbonigwe. Anyway, let's continue.
Trying to exercise their freedom of expression and voting. And this is the most democratic practice we have in Nigeria. In fact, Nigeria is one of the model of Western-style democracy. And this one is living in a Western country, disrupting the West.
Nigeria is a model of Western democracy. You know what? So where is the insurgency in Western democracy? You have insurgency in Northerners, not in the North. Since how many years? Boko Haram have sat for how many years now? Ishwab is there. A lot of seven different groups in North, and nobody. They are all well funded from federal. Even if federal government is actually mean good, that they are not in support of them, the foreign aid and foreign supporters that are getting would have stopped. But Nigeria is in good time with those countries that are financing them: Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, all these countries, Libya. All of them are financier of those guys, but all of them are in good diplomatic relationship with Nigeria, even as of today. To tell you that federal government knows everything they're doing.
Style democracy in Nigeria, and the Finnish authority did not do it.
Why do you think that is, Adam? Why do you think Finnish authorities have done nothing about this guy Simon Ekpa, who's essentially trying to run a separatist movement from his home in Finland to affect Nigeria just ahead of your presidential elections? Why is Finland doing nothing?
To be very frankly with you, personally, this is my personal view, and I think Western relationship with Nigeria has always been double standard. There has always been double standard. It appears that what Simon Ekpa is doing is either not threatening their interests or is serving their interests. So to that effect, they will fold their arms and let whatever it is that happen. But if they truly care about democracy, as they say, as they release in their press statement, as they want to support Nigeria to ensure that there is free and fair election where all Nigerians are going to vote peacefully, the best solution, the best thing they need to do is to make sure that that guy is apprehended and perhaps submitted down to Nigeria so that he can face the justice of Nigeria, since it is voting Nigeria, not Finland.
As God may have it, they have allowed the election to take place, and not Finland now. Even the so-called Nigerians, including some of the Northerners like Aisha Yusuf, they all have witnessed the election and they saw how it happened. And you that talked about a free and fair democracy, blah, blah, blah. So is the election now, did you conduct it free and fair election? Did it happen? And the same you will still run to social media. Oh, the Simon Ekpa is self-acclaimed. What about you? What about the election? The election that put PM where he is, Simon Ekpa where he is today as a Prime Minister of Biafra, we didn't witness any casualties, no argument, no even Akon, Edward Cannon, or whatsoever. It went successfully, and Biafrans are happy with it. There's nobody that would say, "Oh, I don't like the way they elected him," unless if you hate him before. And deep down on everybody's mind, we like what he's doing. Just that some people don't like it because yes, we like it, but we would have loved to protect our business more. But that's just the fact. Forget even politicians that are telling you, oh, you need to be apprehended. They are saying it because of their political career. Remove their political career, they will be clapping for him because they know that he's saving life and property.
All right, former Nigerian presidential contender Adamu Gardaba joining us live here on RT International. Great to see you. Thank you very much.
Expose all those wrongdoing boosters, especially people like Simon Ekpa. He's sitting there. Some countries are encouraging him to do what he's doing to Nigeria, and we are here supporting him. Focus. And I know he can defeat us if you're not careful. I am very sure. I don't have any doubt at all. Everyone to understand that it is time we are now pushed to the wall and we are pushing back. Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa wonders why Nigeria should continue to surrender its airways to Simon Ekpa. I always want to bring up this issue of Simon Ekpa. I still don't know why we're not doing anything much about it. We can't allow him get the airspace against us. The country Finland is offering him, is giving him refuge. They shouldn't do that for whatever reason. And we have diplomatic means of going through those things. So I think Minister of Information can do so much. Simon Ekpa is sitting down there in comfort. Some countries are encouraging him to do what he's doing to Nigeria. And we are here supporting him. So people must desist. We must call what is wrong. Him sitting in Finland and causing confusion in Nigeria should not. It's unacceptable. The Finnish government must stop him from doing it. If they say he's their citizen, he's affecting another sovereign nation. And I took myself, who are their last bus stop like this struggle? Only open I don't know. Me go end you for this struggle. I told them, if you want to start, first of all, go to native doctor in your village. Rejoice. Go to Oracle in your village. Consult the Oracle. Where you can the Oracle work? Simon Ekpa na Ajana de. The chief of Mazin Namo de Kano, Simon Ekpa. Nobody. We did not hate Simon. We did not hate him. Behind hate him, character ya na speed on our one. You can't go. You only have Simon Ekpa. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Why you not leave him alone? You are going to leave Biafra. They leave Biafra people alone in IPOB. What are you contributing in IPOB? What are you doing in IPOB? What is your effect in IPOB? Nothing. So you are going to leave us.
Okay. We also have a report from the Chief of Defense Staff telling the House of Reps that Simon Ekpa is frustrating their efforts in the southeast. Now, the Chief of Defense Staff, that is General Christopher Musa, has accused self-proclaimed Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa of undermining the efforts of security forces in the southeast. General Musa said this while heading a delegation of other service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police during their appearance before the House of Representatives on Tuesday, November 21. In the aftermath of Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, Ekpa had asserted his leadership in the agitation for the restoration of Biafra. I wouldn't want to call it the restoration of Biafra, but that's the word that's being used in the media. For Biafra, agitation for Biafra, not restoration, but because it would seem as if it had been a country before.
It was existing.
I believe that a Ekpa is allegedly providing financial support to armed groups operating in Nigeria, where we are.
Let me skip this guy. He's speaking with the fear.
Every part of the
etc.
to be like the in thing.
We are working is quite interesting. They point to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed group, IPOB, he didn't take long for them to grab him from the same Kenya and get him down to Nigeria, and he's facing justice now. That's why is this like a case of we're following process, diplomatic channels, etc., etc.
Believe you me, I want to tell you I don't know what you are talking about. All I know.
It seems not to know exactly what we are talking about here.
No. You are bringing an issue that Interpol is not aware of. You know, let me define the role of Interpol so that you can understand. Interpol is an international police organization that assists law enforcement agencies within the 196 countries to look for a fugitive that runs or is hiding. And if you look at all the other fugitives that are brought to face justice in Nigeria, they have the link, those who are involved with Interpol. So I don't want to talk about issue of Kanu, who brought him back to Nigeria. I'm not aware how he was brought back to Nigeria or how he comes into Nigeria. Interpol is not aware. We stated this long time ago. And
please, guys, like the video. I noticed that in 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 59, sometimes 70 people are watching live, and only 8 people managed to hit live button. I expect you to like the video. That's the only way you can support the platform. Please do that. Thank you so much as you do so.
We made it categorically clear. So it's not a question. There are what we call police-to-police relationship, international police cooperation. Another police, it does not necessarily bring Interpol. Okay. If one police and another exchange the suspect is running from them, they can have an international police cooperation that out of the scope of Interpol. Okay. However, if a notice is given to an individual, like blue notices, when the inmates in Kuje prison escaped, we did a biometric capture of those suspects, and we shared it with international community. We shared it with our law enforcement agencies. Many of them were really apprehended because we have their biometrics. Now, in the issue of raid notice, where a raid notice is issued under the federal court that issued that notice of arrest, that is warrant of arrest for that international. Yes. It will go to the Interpol, we'll process it, we'll look at it, we'll look at the charges, and then we'll issue a raid notice. Okay. On that raid notice, we bring back the culprit to face justice because all the 196 countries will be looking for that individual.
We would like to thank you, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Garba Umar, who is currently the Vice President of Interpol Africa region. Thank you, sir, for coming on the news hour.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the Southeast. We have a peculiar threat in the Southeast. Some people insisting that no one should go to work on Mondays, and they've been killing soldiers, especially. How do you assess the security situation in the Southeast relative to the capacity of the armed forces?
Yeah, the Southeast has its own challenges because of, again, the nature of the terrain. The terrain plays a vital role. It's thickly forested, so it avoids you. Somebody can, and then you just be passing by, and then it makes it a bit more difficult. Even with your air, in fact, it makes it difficult more with air. Even when you fly abroad ahead, you hardly can see anything. So that makes it extremely. So we have to fine-tune the training of the troops there to jungle warfare. And jungle warfare has its own different challenges because you cannot use a lot of equipment they're using. You have to go fully dismounted. And because, again, those are their own areas, a lot of advantages they have that is built up within. But we are getting so much successes are really very encouraging. What is going on in that area is purely criminality. And I can tell you, when we've entered the bushes, what you see, I want Nigerians to understand that it is You see them killing, dismembering, and removing parts of human beings. You see a lot of vehicles that you just see a vehicle catch people and just kill him. There are a lot of graves all over, scattered all over the places. You see corpses, skeletons. It is just simple madness. And they do, we see a lot of rituals. They do a lot of human rituals within those areas. So it is much, and that's why it's important for us to be able to follow up again the leadership, especially this Simon Ekpa that is in Finland. That's causing this a lot of problem by its comments. The federal government has taken that up with the Finnish government on the need to be able to curtail that, and then we're also following through the cyberspace to be able to address those issues. We are seeing people that are also sponsoring them. There are a lot of people that are sending funds to them. We are aware of that. We are profiling them at the right time. All of them will be picked. International organizations, especially the US and the UN, are aware. Going after them. There are a lot of them in the US and Europe. They are contributing money to what is going on in that place. And so all of them will be both within the local area. So like I said, it's basically acts of criminality. The people and then the issue of drugs. This is why NDLA2 is doing a great job. We need to take drugs out of our youths, because that is aggravating what is ongoing on those general areas. But we're working very hard. Troops have gone back in again, clearing the whole area to ensure that we get them. So I want to encourage people. And of late, we have had some of them too that are also really, they're tired. They're also saying that, look, they want to come, but they have commanders that are making money. This issue of money, that is what is actually, if you watch the entire country, all these issues of criminality revolves around money. People feel once they make money, they can get away with anything. And that's what's encouraging them to do. And so that's why it's important for us to encourage good governance. If local governments are working, for example, it makes it a lot easier. We also want to encourage the federal government for us to have a comprehensive census. If you go abroad, you commit an offense, it's 50% chance you'll be arrested. They're not using witchcraft. It's because they have data. We need to build that database. And if it is comprehensive, wherever you are, once you are cited or your signature is seen anywhere, it's easier to track who did this, where, and how. So that's why we want to encourage issues of things like having a comprehensive census for Nigeria, so that it will assist the security agencies in performing their work.
What is the extent of the Army's investigation of the killing of its officers and men in Okwu?
Yes, the report is just in. We're going through the report in daily. It's again acts of criminality. We have cultists, those guys are into sea piracy, into illegal oil bunkering. So they've been able to. You can never allow them to breathe in Biafra land. I see them sharing my video. Oh, Simon Ekpa is taking responsibility. And so what? We are at war. Do you think we see the military checkpoint? We go and start giving them pure water. Then we collect water. It's war. And I have said it. Musa have declared war. It's called jungle welfare. All these videos are evidences. In case any day they come tomorrow and say something like this, we have evidences that they have declared jungle welfare. And we are in guerrilla warfare. It is war. So kill me, I kill you. And when we kill them, and it is public, they start crying. Like I said, no military checkpoint is allowed in Biafra land. If you are still standing in a checkpoint today, don't worry, your day is coming. This is what I'm going to drop here. And the only way is that Nigeria must pay for all the killings of Biafra. We have everything documented. And I would like the media team, after this particular outing today, quote those particular annexes we have shared to almost every countries of the world, including European Union, United Nations, and all that. They can avoid, trying to know about it. To all we care. Nobody is going to defend our land for us. It is us. They don't care. All they care is our oil. They care our natural resources. They care nothing about us. So we are going to do everything humanly possible to make sure that those who kill us before will never know peace in our land. Not while you are in our land. We will make sure we neutralize you anywhere you are until you leave. You are not welcome. Biafra has a government, and we even have two governments. The government in the homeland, what is called the de facto government, complete functional, and the Biafra Republic government in exile. We will continue to defend ourselves under international law until the Biafra Declaration and beyond that. I welcome all of you for supporting this declaration, and may God bless you.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. We are going to draw the curtain here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please like the video and share it. We are going to be back again. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, depending on time zone. See you again. Bye bye for now.